Hi, everybody. Is anybody there?
Hi.
Let's see. Oh, hey,
Hi, Dr. Nick.
there are people here today. Great. Thanks for
Hi,
showing up.
everybody.
Or, hi, Betty. Not enough of us will get the joke, but for
No,
those of you,
it's all right.
I'm not actually a doctor. Um, so anyway, looking forward to today. First up is going to be my text. Then we have class with we have mind only with Dr. Wordsmith. So kind of tough stuff today, I think. Put your thinking caps on and get ready to jump in with your ideas about how to translate these books.
You didn't
As
make it extra easy for us today?
no, I did. I wanted to, but for whatever reasons, I don't seem to have that ability. Hey, Adam. See
Yo,
you
what's
there.
up, man? What you guys doing?
Good, good. All right. The
Um,
number of participants is growing, so I'm going to stall for a minute. I'm going to make it seem like I'm stalling for more people to join while I find and pull up my quiz. Here we go. It's really pulled up, but I just have to white out the
Stall,
answer.
stall,
please
stall.
Stall, stall, stall.
don't ruin the surprise for us.
No, 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 I wouldn't do that. I'll just stall for about 10 more seconds. I do hope that everybody can get these questions. I did try to make the quiz easier for you guys this time. We'll see though. I think that every time, and then I'm often wrong.
Would you settle for me learning from the questions?
I would settle for that. For those of you
Good.
who care about learning the 60 verses, that's a book that I once worked on. Letter to a King. Maybe this will help us orient ourselves with where we are in the text. So here we go. I'm going to share the quiz. There it is. Can you see it? Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So oops, I was wrong. Hold on a second. Sorry. I forgot to highlight one thing and I didn't want to ruin the surprise for you guys. I mean, to
Mm,
white out.
Fortunately for you, I do not have a photographic memory.
Yeah, well, there are people here who do.
I know there are.
They're welcome.
That's
They're welcome.
okay. They can just give the answer and be smart. That's a kind of
Yeah,
smart. It,
it is sure is. It's a very impressive kind.
You're so supportive, Ben.
Here
thank
we
you.
go again. Oh, I hear you, Tim. You're
Hi.
awake.
Yes,
Amazing.
barely. Well, it is 8 o'clock. It's not that bad.
Oh, yeah, come on. So, if things existed through some nature of their own, by the way, we are talking about it in the context of my book, okay? This is
Mm,
Origin Root Text, Letter to a King, commentary by Gyaltsab. If things existed through some nature of their own, they would have to reside within the
The past, present, and future.
very good. Was that Pei
it
Guys,
was brilliant.
Nice, great. Past, present, or future. And the West Chinese word for past, present, and future. And as you can see, I did not write three different long
too,
words.
too
Too
soon?
soon.
Too soon?
Yes, to all of you who answered too soon.
The Dusum chorus.
Hmm. Band name, perhaps not. But even then, after things were destroyed, they couldn't.
Go anywhere.
Yes, fantastic, Tim. Reminds me of the days when you used to know all the answers to my questions.
That's right. Well, I have a photographic memory. I'm intelligent, according to Ben.
Mm.
I didn't know that about you.
No, I actually don't.
That you were intelligent according to Ben. No, I'm just kidding.
He knew that.
When things start, they couldn't
Quidditch.
close.
Mm.
Anybody?
Stop. When things start, they couldn't stop.
No. Along the same vein as the last sentence. After things were destroyed,
They?
they couldn't go anywhere. When things start, they couldn't.
Hang around.
Yeah, something like that. Actually, no. So I guess maybe you just need to remember the verse, which brings us to Utpala. Not the verse, the section. Do you know it?
Do anything, says Duoduo.
No. But let me make sure my chat is
Hmm.
turned on. There we go. Nice guess, Tuado.
I agree.
So,
He put a question mark there. He was boldly guessing.
Do anything? Yeah, that's how I always answer my quizzes, or your quizzes.
Do you? What was that,
I-
Oscar?
They couldn't come.
They couldn't have come from anywhere.
Have
Thank
come.
you. Yeah, good. They couldn't come. That's great.
Hmm.
Right, so this one should be probably pretty easy. You can see how small the answer is. And after they have started, they couldn't.
And
They.
Go.
Somebody said it. I think it was Oscar. Oscar, say that again.
Good
Stay.
chance.
Yes, thank you. Stay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Here's a tip. Gyaltsab Jade mentions that these entities are beyond staying in the past, present, or future. What West Chinese word does Gyaltsab Jade use for entities here? It was kind of an interesting choice and confusing for me.
entities.
I thought that would key word in on this one. I was confused about this weird word.
Oh, Pumbo or no?
Close. No. It was, in this
Is
case, it was,
Not related to you texting me earlier.
no. No.
Okay.
I mean, there's some maybe way you could associate that, but no.
Duck.
Yes. Who said that?
Hmm.
Okay. Muy bien. Me. The old me. Yes, that was a good answer since it's Doc.
Oscar, if you feel like you're getting too many right and you just want to direct message each of us so that we can say the answer for you and look smart, that's also fine.
Each box for $5 or something.
Sure. Gladly, worth every penny.
It's worth more than $5. Don't sell yourself short.
Mhm.
Just drop your Venmo
Yep, deal's a deal.
in the chat.
Self,
So this is kind of interesting because Doc, what's Doc usually mean?
self.
A
Yeah.
self, yeah.
Self, Atman. So it's kind of strange that they used it for entities here. I think Gyaltsab Jay was somehow being playful. And I have to try to figure out how to work that into an English translation. One of the very many exciting difficulties of being a translator.
Oh, you can do it.
I appreciate the encouragement. Whoever just said that, and I heard like a kind of a Singaporean accent or something. That was awesome. Thank you.
We
I feel
trust you.
I feel
Thank you, Pei-Ling.
thank you. I feel very empowered now to do it. What distinction does Gyaltsab Jay make between the emptiness of the world, meaning the cycle of pain, and the emptiness of nirvana?
None.
That's right. Was that Lindsay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good job. Come on.
Uh,
What Tibetan word do you use for come on?
No. He didn't make any distinction. The point was there's no distinction.
There is one.
uh,
Was that
is
Hasso?
there? Yes.
Yeah.
There is a distinction that Gyaltsab Jay made between the emptiness of the world and the emptiness of nirvana.
No, he didn't make one, but I think there is one.
Oh, that's fine, but that's cool. I mean, you could talk about it, but I was asking what distinction Gyaltsab Jay made.
Yeah.
This is
I
a nice
joking.
debate tactic to make sure that nobody can debate your
Yeah.
question. I wasn't
Yeah.
asking a distinction. Yeah, we could
Yeah.
say there's a
Yeah.
distinction. One
Yeah,
distinction would be one emptiness is the emptiness of the cycle of pain, while the other one is the emptiness of nirvana.
Yeah, the
As the
object
boss
that they
would say,
belong, that they are
send
linked
your
to.
arguments to West China, care of the 14th century.
Gyaltsib made it clear that there's no distinction. I don't know. What is, a lot, it seems. Gashe? Anybody remember? It was a
Who
weird
knows
word.
this answer?
Good job, Oscar. Who knows, or where did in this case? Come.
An expression
Or-
used to show disgust.
No, that's English.
Yeah.
It could be good or bad. Like, damn.
Yeah.
It could be a question mark. It could be or. It could
Yes.
be yeah.
Yeah. Interrogative particle in this case. And it could be
Yeah.
or, a
Yeah.
few other things. But that's exactly what I was looking for.
Cool.
And because at this point in the text, he started commenting on the word Tom. He was like, Tom is here because it's a question.
Got it. Yeah. Cool.
I'm going to stop sharing this and find my other thing to share with you guys. Thank you. We got through the quiz in 11 minutes. And Geshe Michael asked me to see if we can get through the quizzes a little faster moving forward. I didn't try that hard this time because he wasn't here. But it is
I think I
nice.
managed to spend 45 minutes on mine in the last class on Saturday.
Okay, so get that out of your system. Now that we're getting that out of our systems. So here we go. Where were we? Nipani. All right. So like 11 versions of my text on my desktop. So I had to make sure I had the right one for you guys. Excuse me. I guess we can be somewhat. Nope, that's not it. Where were we? Nope. Yes, can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Denying, starting, stopping, and staying. Okay, is that big enough?
It's good for me, but I'm sure other people would probably benefit
Yeah, if
from
you
it.
max out your available
Hold on a sec.
word window space, it's nice.
Yeah, there we go.
That's better.
It's good for me. Adam, everyone knows you have perfect vision, like a pilot. Denying, starting, here we go. So maybe you guys can help me with this. Here's the second part from above. A denial that the definition of a produced thing could start, stop, or stay through any nature of its own. I know this is not what it's trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to want to see what we might think it says. So it does say duje ki tseni, which is literally the definition of a produced thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering if he's trying to say that they don't, like, produced things don't start, stop, or stay through any nature of their own by definition, or they
Definitively.
Yeah. Or we're denying that they definitively, it looks to me like it's saying it's denying that they definitively start, stop, or stay through any nature of their own.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so. I think it's the definition of a changing thing is something that doesn't start, stop, or stay through any nature of its own. That's what we deny.
A denial that the definition of a produced thing is that it. Oh, a denial that the definition of a produced thing is that it starts, stop, or stays through any nature of its own.
Through
Yeah.
any nature of its own. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That would just.
I mean, you could read it in a way too where it's true, right? Because the definition would be it wouldn't be a purpose thing. The definition would be something conceptual. But I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to leave it like this for now, and we'll come back to the boss.
Yeah. Well, and also, maybe we're about to learn more on the topic, and that'll be helpful for this.
Indeed. All right.
We hope.
So I know Geshe Michael, when you guys do this on your own, I'm curious to see what everybody else's uh, procedure is. For me, I do try to do the root text first often.
Mhm.
Then I'll go and do the commentary and correct what I thought was wrong about the root text. And I kind of go back and forth a couple times. I usually try to get a feel for the root text first. And I know that's not what Geshe Michael generally advises, but I often can't make sense of the commentary without looking at the root
Yeah.
verse first. Anybody
Right.
else want to share their process? If
I-
you have go ahead.
I always do the root text first for fun, because it's just fun.
Yeah.
Not because I understand it,
I-
but then I do the commentary and then I go back and change the root text based and see how close I got.
Totally.
I have a
Yeah.
similar approach. I ping pong back and forth. I make an attempt at the root text and then see, if I get clarity from it on the following paragraph. But yeah, I don't have the skill that Geshe Michael does to just read the commentary.
Right.
So I find it helpful to ground me generally in especially what words are essential,
Mm-hmm.
because so often a commentary will repeat the same words with different meanings, give different meanings for the same words. So sometimes it's helpful if I've been through those words first.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I kind of do it for the same reasons that both of you guys said. Like, it is kind of fun to see how much of it it makes sense to you, especially if it's like
Mhm.
Nagarjuna. Like, am I understanding him? And usually not. But yeah, also to give you a hint.
Mhm.
Okay, so here's what I came with. Nepa me chir kewatang ngakpa yangda ni minna kewatang ni nepatang ngakpa tuntu kala shik. And so I thought it says Nepa me cheer because nothing stays. Kewatang gakpa, starting and stopping, Yangdak Ni Min are not pure.
Okay.
Okay. Pure as
So
opposed to correct.
yeah, because I mean I don't know, we can mess with it. Geshe Michael, I think, said pure last time, so I've just been playing with that word for this.
Okay.
But correct. Yeah, equally correct or more. Yewa
Mhm.
tang nipadang. Okay, so we have a gala sheik here, which Geshe Michael likes to translate as how on earth or how in the world, I think.
Mhm.
So how on earth could things really? I learned a new translation of Ubuntu in my last class to mean real or truly.
Yeah, or in fact, it's the same.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How on earth could things really? Kewa tang ni nepa tang kakpa. Start, stay, or stop.
Mm.
And I think that this ni is here just for meter, I hope, and it's not trying to make a distinction between the kewa and the gakba.
It's
Seems like,
meter.
yeah, it seems like it.
Seems pretty good.
Okay,
I
let's
like
see what Gyaltsub thinks. I think we did. I think I did.
Can we keep the root text on the screen at the same time we're looking at the yeah, that's great. That's perfect. If you don't
Yeah,
mind.
I don't mind. Hasso, do you want to read this? The West Chinese here.
Of course.
Okay.
Thank you. Kewatang ni ngepatang ngakpa dundu rangshinki trupa kala shikte me partal. Rangshinki Ngepa mepe chirna kiewatan kakpang yandakni dutrupa rikma mimpecher.
Right. I like those rolling R's. How in the world, Ngala Sheik, here we go. So it looks like he starts with the latter part of the verse, right? The Gala Sheik. Sorry. Let's look at shrink it a little bit. How in the world could anything really tundu, or in fact, and it looks like he's glossing that here with Rangshin Kidrupa, really meaning from its own side, right? Rangshin Kidrupa. Those of you who are less familiar with the West Chinese language, if you have been paying attention to my class and you have learned anything, you know that Rangshin Kidrupa means like from its own side or through some nature of its own. Because this comes up over and over and over again in my text. How could it start Kewa or stay Nepa or stop Ngakpa? So far, so good, right? And then there's a take here, and then it's Mepartel.
Can't.
So
I mean, it's pretty good.
Okay, so like, and I interpret it that way, Adam. Like the take, kind of like, I added a question mark here to make it like to like end the sentence, and then made this a separate sentence. Mepartel. It could. And sorry, if you're gonna say something, just interrupt me. It's fine. This whole sentence is the reason. So this is it's a kind of argument, right? Here's a tell, and here's a cheer. So that's how we know we're in some version of a debate statement. It can't.
Are there two reasons here, Nick? And have you captured them? I guess that's what I'm trying to look at. It seems like, right, he says cheer na, which means because of this, but then he says minbei cheer, and I'm trying to think about how to capture both reasons.
Funny, I just kind of like, I think I just totally read over that and didn't even pay enough attention to catch it. But yeah.
Isn't that Shirna saying if it were the case?
Yes, it looks like it is.
Yeah.
If it were the case that, because it's not, yeah, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
And it can be a because, I mean.
Well, if it was a split reason, I feel like he would use Kong Shik.
Often.
You know?
And because
right. But on the other hand, if the second reason is a reason for the first reason, then this formulation might make more sense.
I think that it's he's trying to copy what Arya Nagarjuna is doing in the verse, saying he's using the first cheer is just Nagarjuna's cheer, where Nagarjuna is saying because nothing stays, you can't start or stop. And then he's saying, and because nothing stays through any nature of its own, it would not be correct to think that starting or stopping could exist purely either. In the second cheer, it kind of is another because, but it sounds really clunky in English to say because nothing stays and that you can't, I don't know. I'm not even seeing what second cheer is necessary. So I just kind of included them into one because.
So there's nothing that would allow a train. So because this and because of that, then
let's
it
think
would
about
be correct to say because nothing stays through any
nature of its own.
Because nothing stays through any nature of its own, and that's because it would not be correct to think that starting or stopping is purely either.
I think that made sense, but can you please say it again?
because nothing stays through any nature of its own, and that's because it would not be correct to think that starting or stopping could exist purely either.
Oh, then we'd have to reverse the order, right? Because because it starting and stopping can't exist purely because nothing stays through any nature of its own. That's what Nagarjuna is saying, I think. He's saying due to the fact that things don't stay, they can't start or stop.
Yeah. Well, I think it says if it
Yeah.
if it were the case that if it is the case that nothing can stay by through any nature of its own, then due to that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think it says, because na is if and
Yeah.
then in many cases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of if then, yeah. And
Yeah. How in the world could anything really, meaning from its own side, start, stay, or stop? It can't. Right, because nothing stays through any nature of its own. And if this is right, and this is true because it would not be correct to say that starting or stopping could exist purely either, something like that.
I'm not sure that the if belongs after the because.
I kind of okay. If because if nothing,
Yeah,
because if
it
nothing,
can't because
Well, because tirna can just mean in order to, or for the sake of, or due to.
oh well, because due to the fact that nothing stays through any nature of its own, then it would not be correct to think that starting or stopping could exist purely. So you could change the if to due to the fact, but I think it's when you couple if with then, isn't it kind of the same?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, if it were the case. So,
Mm-hmm.
or
So I
if
think
it
we
is the
could,
case. Yep.
at this point, I think we could say it any of those ways. If it were the case,
Mm.
due to the fact that, or just if.
Yeah.
And I'm really lazy, so I'm going to make it as short as possible for now. Um, okay, we'll move on.
Mhm.
Here we go. Incidental points on the denial of the beliefs of other schools. It seems like that's what it says. Here it is here. I'll read it. Sharla
Hey, Nick,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry. Do you want to see if that, because we just went to a new section, did that clarify for us? Do we want to see if that gives us clarification on the meaning of the name of this section?
Yeah.
Did it? Seni wasn't used anywhere in there though, was it?
No, I don't think it helped much.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I don't know why
Hmm.
they threw the word definition here. It's out of place. The book hasn't been using the word definition almost at all. So I don't know why it got thrown in here.
It seems, I don't know. I wonder if, right, arche, jik, and ne are, being born, stopping, staying. Are these kind of like what word is suggesting? I mean, are these like, could you say these are the three definitive qualities of caused things?
Could be.
And that,
And I'm
and
wondering
then
if,
that this is denying it.
well, then it's wrong Shingi Drupa, right? Like, I'm wondering if because he keeps going to refute points
Yeah.
of like the what do you call it, the Vaisheshikas and other Hindu schools. I'm wondering if maybe Adam, you have some answer.
There's I was just trying to recall, and I think the definition of a wrong sin had three qualities. One was that it had to have a particular place in time,
Mhm.
a place in space, time, place, duration, there were three qualities. And it does. It's parallel to these. So I was just wondering if it was like, because it doesn't appear that it's changed much from the perspective of the from the second school to the fourth school.
Mm-mm. No, okay, that's helpful. Thank you. And I'm also wondering if there's perhaps the Vaisheshikas say that things stop and stay through their own nature, and maybe we're about to find that out. Because he's really he's kind of got it out for them in this book.
Yeah, so it might be something like a denial that the three definitive qualities of caused things, being that they are born, that they go away, or that they change, could exist through some nature of their own. Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't think that Seni means definition here.
Right, I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's closer to what you're saying, that these definitive qualities could. I'm just gonna leave a note for myself here to come back and check it. Like later.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be cute if you could kind of, I don't know, fudge the difference a little bit by saying that a denial that caused things definitely stop, or stay through some nature of their own.
Maybe. Geshe Michael would probably encourage.
Definitively do that.
He would probably will probably encourage me to find something in between that's sufficiently vague and incorrect.
Cool. Okay, I'm sorry to sidetrack you. I wanted to return back to enemy lines behind us and see if we could get the bad guys.
Enemy line? My God. We love them. We love them.
Oh.
Sure. This is right. The Geshe Michael paratrooper thing, right? He says that if you're stuck on something, then just, drop yourself behind enemy lines and then you can circle back.
I know, but I like to use other metaphors than
puppy
war.
lines. Okay. We went back behind puppy rainbows. And
that's right.
It works for me. All right. Here we go. Let's see how this one looks. Maybe easier. Shende de Pakakpa. I put it in this, phrasing. Incidental points. I guess I wrote it here. Incidental points regarding the denial of beliefs of other schools. I guess we'll see what's incidental about it.
That's Shar.
Yeah, Sharla. That's the thing where Geshe Michael always gives us the example of, if you're
out
going
for groceries.
Yeah, if you're going to the store to get pens, could you also get some milk or something?
Sharla.
And where's the Shar? I'm not seeing it.
Right here, I'm going to highlight it.
It's down there. Okay, not in the Tibetan. It's above it.
The third part.
It's because it's just how he does that. He puts the previous statement where, like, sometimes Gyaltsab will just say Sumpa or and Gyaltsab Michael Geshe-la will go back.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Let's get somebody. Hey, Pei Ling, with all of your correct answers, would you like to read the West Chinese here, starting from Sumpa?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Read the Tibetan.
Yeah, right here. Sumpala.
Sumpalai. Kera padu. Kera padu.
Jedra Pe.
Kera padu.
This one's dual trend.
Oh, what is this?
Well,
Mm.
this is Takpan Dipa.
Ta pa tupa
Gakpa.
kapatang
This one's tricky. Kiam Jukpa.
kiap chupa
Kiebu.
ke sebu ta pa topa gak pao.
Nice. Awesome. Thank
Mhm.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The third part, incidental points regarding the denial of beliefs of other schools, has two parts of its own. Colon. Is this right, Udpala? I would put a colon here.
Yes.
Okay. I've been doing it for 7 years, so I was hoping you would say yes. A denial of the detailers' belief in unchanging partless particles. So here we go. Jadrakpa, these are the detailers or the Vaisheshikas, which is a non-Buddhist like school from India, probably like a Hindu school. Dultren, I believe, means like minuscule particles. Takpa means unchanging, and Takbarn Dupa means the belief as being unchanging, or the belief that they are unchanging. Dakpa means the refutation, or I've been saying denial.
Yeah.
Maybe refutation's better.
I like denial.
Cool. Then Kyamjuk is does anybody know who Kyamjuk is?
Well, if
Character
his
in
people are the
Ben's
Vaishnavites.
first book.
A character in his first book. Yeah. I don't kind of. I'm sure he's in there, but that's such a science fiction reality. This is Vishnu, as far as I know, Vishnu.
Yeah, it was
And,
like the
Yeah.
umbrella that wasn't that like covers the. Trying to think, maybe I'm confusing a couple of the schools.
that
No.
Ben's book really does stand out to me as well. that was a
It's
real
the
glorious
Jains that
book.
are into the umbrella soul is a Jain thing.
So it'd be the followers of Vishnu, right?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote Vaishnavites, and I think that's a correct English word, but I I didn't Google it to make sure. This is just what I remember from high school.
Yeah.
Wow. Where'd you go to
Um,
high school? My word.
It's just a regular old public school in New York.
Sorry.
Uh,
It's just
I'm sure we spent 10 minutes on the beliefs of India, and that just stuck with me. Vaishnavites belief, and then okay, here we do Kebu Takba. I translated this as an unchanging soul, and I remember from Ben's book, and also one of the DCI courses, Kebu is what the Tibetans use to translate Purusha. So in my mind, I was trying to translate Purusha. So an unchanging soul. You could say like, I mean, Kebu, if you're just reading that, the Tibetan kind of says person, which I think could be a way to translate this. But when I think of Purusha, it seems a little different than saying the unchanging person.
how did you translate it, Ben?
Yeah, how did I translate Kebu? I don't know. Let's see. I did say I think universalists is what Geshe Michael chose for Kyamjuk, or Kyamjukpas.
Was he called them the
And
Universalists? Interesting.
he did.
Huh.
Not to be confused with the Unitarians.
Sorry.
Though they're related. Denying the views of the Unitarians. And then for did he say Kebu? Let's see. I'm looking right now.
Oh my.
I'd be interested to see.
Yeah, he said soul. I'm pleased to say.
All right.
I like it. Yeah. I like it, and I think it has that feeling, although maybe he didn't perfectly consistently. Sometimes he says soul, sometimes he says self.
And sometimes he
Um,
says
but
person or individual.
yeah, right. Like, mhm.
I don't know, for like
Yes.
when I think of Purusha, I feel like the idea is so much vaster. It's like
That we're
some
we're doing the class now? Yeah.
But I bet we'll find out whether it should be soul or person when we get down to the actual gotcha.
we'll see.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I'm
Jimmy
thinking,
Lama says in my book, at least, that the version of the Purusha suggested by Sankhya is sort of an earliest version, or a particularly early version of an idea of a true self, that uh, that kind of blossoms into a lot of other versions. That it's kind of the earliest version that we're arguing against, that a lot of other versions of selves or souls come from,
Interesting.
and uses this term kebu.
Cool. All right. All right. Well, let us continue and see.
Mhm.
A few minutes here. I want to pick somebody who. Do you want to read the root text here?
그, 어, 여태 턱두 교난이 직달케직 마잉고
Nice.
곁에 교와 매난이 둔두 셴이 갈라 교
Nice. Okay. I guess we should all watch out because Duoduo will also
He's
take
coming
over
for
all
us.
of our jobs soon.
Yay.
uh, uh, I'm pretty confused here, so this will be fun. I I probably need to allocate a bit more time to this, but let's see what we come up with together with our brilliant minds. Kelte talk to Gjornani. If things are constantly changing, talk to Gjorna. I don't know. I guess, and this might be hard without the commentary. Jitar kechik. So, uh, yeah. How could they actually exist for a moment? Kelte Gyorma Menani, if things don't change. Tendu Shenyi Galagyor, how in the world could they ever become something else? I don't know.
I don't think
This-
it's become. I like all the lines except the become and the ingur.
The
That's
end.
like I think it's
Galagyor.
yeah, I think it's how in the world could they ever be something other than that or something?
Okay. Okay. A very reasonable suggestion.
Yeah,
No,
because the first line says they can't change, and the third line says they have to change, and the third line says they don't change, but what else
Yeah.
could they possibly be?
that makes sense. Very, very logical. Whatever else could they be?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, Gyor means change often, but it's tricky, as Word is pointing out, that it doesn't always mean it means change. It even means translate, but
mhm.
it just means like is, or just like it's pretty. It's kind of a flexible verb.
It's like
Which
a gerundifier. It can just make things into like the present participle or whatever. Happening.
Although parinama certainly means change.
Which one? Oh, let's look at the Sanskrit.
Parinama.
But that's
Uh,
the gyurwa me.
What's the
Yeah,
last year?
Yeah. Na asti, right? That's two words, right? To be something, na asti, it's not that. Chet is, I think, cha and iti.
well, it's right here. Oh no,
Oh,
that's
good.
sorry, no, that's a difference. He didn't define all those Sanskrit words. Boo.
Oh, next one.
Yeah, that's the next verse.
Mm.
But I am interested to see.
I don't know. Kuto.
I wonder if that's
Kutaha.
if Kutor Tata is like Galangyor, maybe.
Well,
Like-
it's kutaha, right? It's kutah and then artata, right? So that apostrophe is when you get visarga, the H with a dot under it, followed by an A, you get that apostrophe. So it's arta, which is dun.
Uh-huh.
You see, the
Yeah.
object
And
kutas is the
Taha is
for
probably
whom.
do.
Kutas is for whom or from where.
Is that the kala?
Probably. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Because that's the only question word in the whole line.
Yeah.
Yeah, kalang pure.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is nasty Shen?
No, Nasti is not is. So I think that's the
Yeah.
me.
Oh.
Yeah, it's me. It's
Oh,
na
yeah.
asti. It's two words, right? It's a long A made by na
Asti, of
and
course.
then asti.
Uh-huh.
And then anyat tavam. Anya in this case, like other, right?
Shen.
Then
Yeah.
Mm.
ni
Shen.
tavam. Anyat tavam.
Yeah, right.
Then ni.
None other. Okay. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good that's a very logical word. I think you're right.
I think so.
There's a good
It makes
chance.
sense. Why don't we look at the commentary?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here we go. Here we
If
go.
only someone wrote a commentary on this.
Here's the first. What was the first? The first was something about atoms, right?
Yes, atoms. It's not atoms. He would never do
Belief
that
in
to us.
unchanging partless particles.
Yes, exactly. Okay. According to the detailers, that's what Dijakpas, detail Vaisheshikas, Nare, according to them, oh, sorry, somebody want to read this. Let me see who's in.
Good.
Oscar.
Tamponi. Chechak panare. Mopotam chetkinjikche par. Kelempa de la niepa dengirwa. Ingi kowo. Changni. Dulchen ranshingi. Takpar kelempe. Niepa meto shena.
Nice. Thank you very much. Here's the first. Tamponi. Chedrak panare. According to the detailers. Ngopotamche kenjikche par kelempa de la niepater gyorbayin. Let's see, guys. I think that he's saying the idea. So I'm coming from right here, a kelempa, I'm calling an idea, the thing which they accept, that there are conditions that cause everything to start or stop. That's how I'm translating Kenjik Chepa.
Where do you get conditions, Nick?
Kenjik Chepa. I'm playing with it, right? This was kind of, I was doing it somewhat of a hurried way before class, but I was maybe a little free with extra words.
Okay.
But what is a Kenjik Chepa? Like it's more like something that causes everything to start or stop. A cause or a force or something. A force that caused. But either way, you kind of have to add in a word for the Jepa of the Kenji, I think.
Do you though? Jepa can just be like a verb maker.
Yeah. Oh, I could say there are
All things have the actions of starting and stopping. That's their
Yeah.
belief.
Yeah, you could say actions, but I think that it's not saying that, isn't it more saying that there's something that makes things start or stop? Kenji Chepa?
Could be.
Sounds like that to me, but I guess we'll see. Rather than saying Chepa Dang Chikpa,
Yeah.
I think it's, but I don't know. Let's see. There are
Was it in the root text? Kinjik?
no.
Okay.
Two verses ago.
Yeah. No, it wasn't though.
Okay.
I mean, Kenjik might have been, but this Kenjik Chepa wasn't. But even Kenjik wasn't.
Okay.
He's just going off the top of the head here.
Okay.
So okay, so we'll see. And perhaps conditions is a little bit loose, but let's see. Kenjik Kelampa. Okay, the idea, Kelampa, that there are something that cause everything to start or stop is wrong. I'm not sure about this rather either, but let's see. Nepa Den Gyorwa Yin. I also don't really understand what this Gyorwa, like why is that there? I think he's just saying like it is like that. Like
I think he's saying up to the Kelempa is their belief, and then he says Tela Nepa, that's
that's
faulty,
wrong.
that's wrong. And then he says Dear Ngurwa, because
that's what their belief is actually. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. Thank you. I think the Derngirwa Yin is like it is the case that is occurring, Gi, but yeah, and then he'll qualify it, Koachak. Those guys,
yeah,
they believe, they believe in Dultrens that are Rang Shingi Akbar.
For whatever reason, he's phrasing it in terms of what they have a problem with. He's like that's why I think he's saying that they have a problem with there's a force that makes things start or stop, I think. But he does that say Koa Chakni Dultren Rangshingi Takbar Kelempa Pe Niepa Me. There's no problem with the idea of an unchanging self nature to partless particles. Or what did I say? They have no problem with the idea that there are partless atoms with an unchanging nature.
Yeah. Okay. I think I got it. He's saying they believe that things start and stop. That's their belief, but that's problematic because even though that's happening, they also still believe that things have some kind of unchanging nature, which is a problem.
Yeah. That's where I originally thought he was going with it too. But I couldn't get past that Der Gyorwa, but I think you're right.
Yeah, he doesn't use shays, but shays would have been helpful.
Can we say for certain that is something that the Chejak Mawas do accept? That they take they take Dultren as being Takpa?
Yeah, it's not Chedamawas, Chedakbas. So Vaisheshikas as opposed to Vaibhashikas.
Yeah.
So
okay.
No, just because we're ascribing such a non-Buddhist belief to them.
What's with the Koachak? What does it have to do with us guys?
Those guys.
Them guys.
Means us guys.
Yeah.
That phrase means
typically it's us.
Yeah, I've seen it both ways.
Oh,
guys like you and me.
I've seen it mean we, and I've seen it mean they in this book.
Oh, I see.
Okay, well, that's compelling.
But yeah, thank you, Word. I think that you're right that the sentence ends there. Yeah, it would have been helpful to have a comma here.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
Yeah. Did you say Shay happens?
No, I didn't. But that's funny.
Yeah, Shay happens, all right.
No,
Hey,
I'm gonna
man,
start
say
saying it
hi.
all the time now.
So the translators have asked that we speak English.
Commas happen.
We're desperately trying to.
Lost.
Okay. So what we're saying is Word made a really good point that it looks like this is actually the end of the idea. And then a new sentence starts here where it looks like he's saying that's problematic. De la niepa der gyurba. But that's stupid. Oh, sorry, yin. Ki, because those dudes also believe. Yeah, I like that word. Okay, I'll come back and tailor it because we're running out of time. But they have no problem with the idea that there are partless atoms with an unchanging nature. So then he says, and I believe he's asking a question here, but correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Ngopanamla nekap gyorwa yedame.
Yeah, if it is or isn't the case.
Yeah. Is it
Question.
or is it the case that they're momentary or that they're changing or temporary? Or let's see.
Yeah, is it or isn't it true that things are temporary?
Yeah,
Meaning
I phrased it wrong here, but that's how I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
So one more time slowly for the translators, please.
Are functioning things temporary or not?
I don't like it. I don't know. I think it's not yin and min, but yu and me. So we're talking about whether a thing exists or not
That's
whether
how I
or not
had
it possesses a quality, I think.
You're totally right. That's how I had it, but let's put it back to that. I think you're right. I guess I could just.
Yeah, do functioning things.
I'll say temporary functioning things exists.
Well, you could say, are there temporary functioning things or not?
Totally. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, are there temporary functioning things or not? I like it. Okay. Well, when I go back.
Do you think it's functioning?
Yeah, well, probably not.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think it's, are there things that are temporary or not?
Yeah, that's not necessary. Yeah. We don't.
Things is probably sufficient for this.
Yeah, are do.
And then we don't need the well either, for that matter. Do temporary things exist or not? Are there temporary things or not?
Yeah. I like the well. I like
It's okay.
I like to edit.
Well,
yeah, that's
for hypertexters, the well is a translation of the na in the previous paragraph.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Adam?
Yeah, man, the Shena, if you had the Nare there.
Oh yeah, it's a good.
The Chijapa Nare. Yeah, and then the Shena down there at the end. Just some way to crowbar that in there.
To
but
catch both. Yeah.
You could also see it functioning without too. It looks really nice the way you have it.
I mean, I don't know. I thought about it. I was like, why is there a Shena? And I was like, is somebody, is this in it? It says according to the detailers, but my first question, I was like, is somebody saying that according to the detailers?
Well, and I looked for a second too, and I'm not disagreeing with you. You know your book way better than I do, but I've never seen Koachak refer to they.
I have, right.
It's like it's always, I mean, in all the dictionaries I have and all the hypertexting stuff that we've got, all the data, it's always us or we or us guys.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm definitely having a memory of it, but I didn't like go back and look, so I better check that out. But my guess was that the Shena was just closing the quotation. And I think Word, you were about to say something.
Yeah, I don't think it's closing the quotation. It's saying you may ask why, according to the detail list, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
question, just the phrasing, interrogative instead of a statement, that's all.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah,
Yeah.
why according to the
Or of
details.
course, since we're about to refute that position, it would be if someone thought what the detailers think, which is
Right.
this,
Mhm.
then here's what we would say.
Mhm.
Which is why I would submit that well is a translation of na.
The na.
Yeah, if some turkeys like the detailers said this, well then do temporary things exist or not? If that's your position.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And stay tuned and join us next month
Yeah.
for Xuanzang's Tower with me to answer that question. And for more
Yay.
information about the detailers, and we didn't even get to the who was next? I can't even remember now. The Vaishnavites
The
or the
Vishnu followers, yeah.
followers of Vishnu. The there's another name I saw for
Kamchupas.
Vishnavites, yeah.
Jamjupas. Cool. Well, thank you all for participating in this wonderful session.
It's fun.
Yeah, Gibson looks like he's been working hard on it. His hair's all messed up. He's like, he's like, what is going on with these Kamjukpas? I mean, detailers. Thank you, everybody. We do have 13 minutes of discussion now on useful, practical life applications of the wrong beliefs of the detailers and the Vaishnavites, or anything else that we want to talk about, or whatever this course brings up for you. Hasso said 30 minutes. No, aren't you going to do the news, Juan, I said 13.
He says no.
No.
We will have Peachtree World News.
I was getting excited to escape to breakfast. No, just kidding.
No
Just kidding.
breakfast for you.
Yeah, come on,
You have
man.
to earn your breakfast.
Okay.
Are you gonna have?
We
Are
can't
you
do
in
without
Japan?
you.
They have pickled radish for breakfast. It's delicious.
Yeah, I am at Gibson's room, but he left. And he let me use his room.
He was being.
And is he in your room?
No, he left. He's in a different city now. Oh, I see what you mean.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, let's go for your discussion, and then I'll show you some cool
What
videos.
do you think, Nick? How do things I'm trying to think about the way that things appear to start or stop or stay, and what seems to cause that. Like I see I don't know, what's an object in my life that seems to have some power, even my car. Like I go to drive my car and I think that thing has some power to affect things, to carry me places. But that's just there were a bunch of people who built the car. There's me thinking of the car as a single thing. There's each of the pieces of the car came from some place. Like any object that we look at, it's almost like a flash image, like a picture in time of a river made of countless things flowing along for a moment. And we could take a picture, or maybe a fountain, right? Like a fountain shoots into the air and there's a little, what would you call, like a little spout, like it looks like a little umbrella or something. And that image looks like a thing, but it's not a thing. It's only a thing if you somehow like stick yourself in some weird frozen moment in time. And the second you think about what that little umbrella looking shape is coming out of the fountain, the second you think about it, it's it's gone. And if you go to point at it, all of the water that made it up is already gone by the time you try to think of it. So when we look at an object that causes something in our life, money, food, yeah, these look like real things that have some power, but what does have power? What gives them power? What is the thing causing them to be able to make my, you know, my well-being, my livelihood stay? 'Cause I'm trying to get it to stay. How do I make it stay, Nick?
Yeah, I feel you with all that you're bringing up, because I notice in my own life, related to exactly what you're saying, I get immense amounts of anxiety because I think that I have done the wrong thing to, right now we're, again, for those of you who've been tuning into the Mixed Nuts for a while, my family again is trying to move into another apartment or house. And I get incredible amounts of anxiety that I did something wrong or said something wrong, and that's going to affect whether the application goes through or not, or like whether we're going to sign this deal. And just the amount of stress that I have around a single email, it's incredible. And so I'm talking about this because the world appears to us as these very interrelated cause and effect moments, and that we are actually affecting the next moment with one moment. And as I understand it, the teaching is that you both are and aren't. You are affecting the future, but you're not necessarily affecting the next moment the way that you think you are. I try to cover all my bases personally. And I write a good email. And I wrote someone a text today and said, "You're welcome to stay at the place that we don't have yet. You're welcome to come visit next month." So I'm already offering it, so hopefully that helps. Please, somebody share.
I
Yes.
reply to what Ben said just now. We plant seed to keep the things.
I try. We try.
Plant seed.
Right, but it sure looks like what makes my car go is my foot on the gas pedal.
It does.
Sure looks
It
that
does.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, plant
It
seed
feels
to
like
keep
I'm a
I mean,
Vaisheshika.
I now have a car that doesn't run on gas, or we're borrowing one for a year. So gas does not make it go. But the electric car runs out of battery way faster than the gas car runs out of gas. So it's even more stressful.
Oh, Nick.
That's why I'm getting all gray. It's not the. No, it's just, yes, what you said, Pei-Ling, is amazing. And I think that it's why, the diamond cutter system is so popular. I think it truly does help people. And in the short term, it has the potential to reduce your nervousness about whether or not something's going to work out based on what you do in the moment. Of course, I feel that it's the way I see it is, and I think most people here probably think this way, but like there is some version of reality where I have to, fill out an application correctly to get a job, let's say, but I will fill that application out correctly if I have the seeds. So it's kind of like, and maybe that's a fault of my mind that I'm only able to see the world working that way. And I have had strange experiences in my own life where I did something completely wrong and still got the thing. Like, but still, like some part of my mind grabs onto reality as functioning in a certain way. Like this depends on that. The result depends on me putting the cause in place correctly. So like in the case of, a job application, like if I generally would need to fill it out properly and look professional in order to get the job. That said, I think I've gotten the jobs without without filling it out correctly.
Yeah, I want to share a point.
Yeah. Please. Is
Yeah,
that Dodo?
several years ago, me and
Yes.
Emily have rented a house from a landlord, and suddenly we thought that if we keep paying the rent in advance, then we will stay here for a long time. And out of nowhere, because we are talking about the thing that start and stay and the end from its own side. So we think that the money can keep the house going on and we can stay in this house very safely. And because his son is graduate and getting married, and he told us that he want to leave the house for his son. He told us to leave the house within the month, and we are very shocked because we connect the money and the praise together. We think the money has the power. We think, the correlation we think is illusion. So I think this is very helpful that if we want to stay in the house, have a safety house, it's not the money to let you stay. It's how you provide the space for other people. And I think it's very helpful for us to learn that the start and the stay and the end don't have any nature of their own. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Is that going on now? Are you in the middle of that now, Gibson, or is this in the past?
It's in the past. We have a lot of anxiety. We need to go online and searching for the house, and all the house we couldn't able to pay because in that time. Yeah.
I hear you. Let me know if I can help you in the past.
No, it's already gone.
Yeah.
The situation already gone.
Isn't this saying that, doesn't Nagarjuna say there is no starting? What we think is starting is just, it's an insane thought. We cannot find moments of starting. We cannot find moments of ending. We cannot find moments of ending. There is no such thing.
I'm making a garden bed right now, planting seeds. In some cases, I'm putting in sprouts. Some cases, I'm putting in seeds. And it seems like I'm waiting for my seeds to start. But of course, they are already seeds. So I don't know what it would be for them to start. And for a thing to start, it would have to come from nothing. I mean, the seed and the sprout aren't really different things. They're like that river. One is a continuation of the other, but I start thinking of it differently when a little shoot comes out of it and I decide that something else started, but nothing else started. It's the same thing that was there earlier. It's just doing something differently. I used to move around a lot in my life as a kid and even as a young adult. This is actually the longest I've lived anywhere, I think, in a city is here in beautiful New Mexico. Come visit. And then I remember this feeling of moving when you pack everything up and you're in between two places. And maybe some of you have felt this. There's like a breaking of the bubble of security, of safety that feels like home. And you are adrift between the two. And you've broken it in the old place, and in the new place, you don't have it yet. And for a moment, there's this lack of security or lack of safety. And I think this is this seed, this is this idea of what makes home is that feeling. It's not the space, it's not the place, it's not the stuff, it's that quite literally projection. It's us imbuing, putting forth, setting that glow, that luminous mental image of home onto a place.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
another thing. I think this is pretty important because we are here. We try to learn some knowledge or learn some Chinese, Western Chinese word, and I think it also relates to how things start and keep and end because we want to learn knowledge of the West Chinese language or the mixed knowledge go into our head, and sometimes it's very difficult. We think that all we need to is to study, but I used to struggle for a few years. I studied a lot, and the thing doesn't go into my brain, doesn't go into my mind. And I think I see a lot of people
Could have
like
fooled me.
from Vietnam or their work student. All they do is to share the knowledge to other people, and suddenly their Tibetan getting pretty good. And I think this is how the knowledge form in your mind, and not to say you have to find a tutor, you have to spend a lot of time on the book, and in the meantime you start to not sharing your knowledge to other people. You think that is the way you keep the knowledge.
Yeah. Thanks, Gibson. By the way, that's not a message to all the mixed nuts not to study. Gibson's not advising you to never study.
No. You have to share and study too.
All right, thank you. Thank you guys, thank you gals, and everybody for having this discussion. And let us move into the world of the Peachtree World News, coming to you from Kyoto, Japan, I think. Yeah.
Live from Gibson's
Live
hotel
from Gibson's room, yeah.
We are here in a pilgrimage tour showing some of the rooms of the mixed nuts. So if you're a mixed nuts, maybe your room is gonna be next. Just kidding.
That's awesome.
But it will be great. When I hear Ben saying come visit, I thought like maybe it'll be nice. You know, you never know when you're gonna have me knocking outside your door with a camera.
Anytime.
That'd be funny.
Well, maybe not then.
Okay. We'll see what happens. But yes, you mentioned I have the great fortune to be right now in Japan, being able to be witnessing this great Dharma party in Japan. First, we went to check Team's Low and Hop event, the Steps on the Path Course 2. It was very, very cool. Then I had the chance to go to the YSI Prem event. Then I traveled to another island, which I am right now. It's called Awiki Island or something like that. Awahi, or I don't know, my Japanese, you know. But here the Heart Sutra teachings were happening. And I've been trying to gather a lot of material. Now I just need time to edit it in order to be able to present it and share it with other people. I'm working on it. But I want to at least show you a little bit of what happened on the very first event. So how it worked is like I came into Japan just almost at the end of the first event, Steps on the Path. So I was able to gather some material I want to present to you, and then we will move with some specials interview for today. So if Gina, you're so kind, could you share with us the video, please, the very first video? And for all of you, just enjoy, or if you want to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom or whatever.
So here we are reporting from Kyoto. This time, you know, this great wisdom party that is happening here. So this is the last day of the very first event, led by Team Lowen Hub and other teachers. So we're gonna go there and catch what's their last day looking like. I hear they're gonna have yoga class, they have meditation already in the morning, they're gonna have the last class 10, and we're gonna be checking how did it go. We're gonna be talking with the teachers, with the participants. Let's check it out and we'll keep reporting very, very soon. Cool.
wasn't?
Very nice.
Yeah, the best one?
Today's best one.
Okay, great. Today's best one. Señor Earl, what are you doing? Vieni tú?
Well, we just had yoga class, so now it must be time for a coffee.
That's how you.
It
That's
goes, right.
That's why you
Purify,
look
toxify,
so
purify, toxify.
perfect balance.
What's up? Good to see you.
That's actually the question that I have for you. What's up?
What's up?
What's happening here? Why people look so excited? What are you giving them?
Why are people excited? Probably because it's the last day of ACI 2 and it's been difficult.
And they are about to start YSI, no?
Yeah, YSI with Penny. What's the name of the event? Let's just enjoy the infinite free life.
That's awesome.
Fun.
We'll check it out.
We're gonna learn some meditation with Earl and Lojong. And then we're gonna practice Tristana with Lady Naguma 1.
Tristana?
Tristana.
What's Tristana?
It's a 3-part technique.
I never hear about it. No.
Ujjayi, Banda, and Drishti.
Ujjayi is that kind of.
So sore, go. But it's not me supposed to be tested, you're supposed to be tested. Who's next? You haven't done yeah?
You see what you did one?
What have you done?
We're making them memorize definitions to get into the last class.
I think that's amazing. It took me like 10 years to learn those definitions. These people are learning them from day one.
And we're bribing them, of course. We have a big chocolate cake.
That's wonderful.
If they get into the room, they get a chocolate cake. You know, who wouldn't want chocolate cake?
I'm telling you, team, one day a more younger and handsome guy is gonna come and is gonna substitute us.
We're talking about succession now.
Yeah.
Well,
these kids are learning so much from day one. It took me 10 years, man.
Yeah, you know what? In 10 years, I hope they take over one.
Yeah, me too. Actually, sooner. Then we can retire and just go surfing and
right, and sit on the porch
eat cake.
Get on a like rocking chair and be like, back in the day.
It's time, man.
It's time to retire,
It's
man.
time. Good job. Thank you so much for everything you're doing here.
Thank you.
It looks amazing.
Thank you.
My name is Angel.
And what was your favorite part about this event?
Wow, I like this event so much because the very beautiful view and beautiful people here, and also very nice teaching from the teachers and also translators. And I like the contact with the people here.
So how many people came this time?
There are almost 20 team classes.
Yes.
Yeah, I like he's telling stories very good and he's throwing many questions and we can think about it. And finally, I like the cake during the class.
What's your name?
Eugene.
Where are you from?
I was born in New York. Currently live in Tokyo.
What's your favorite part about team classes?
I like how honest he is about his afflictions with respect to his anger and how he perceives other people. It's true. It's very, very fun. I enjoy this a lot. And it's very clear how deeply knowledgeable he is in Dharma and in texts, but he doesn't rely on this unnecessarily.
Question, what's your name?
Yashen.
And where are you from?
From Taiwan.
Great. So what was your favorite part about this course number 2?
There are some meditations about emptiness. be great. I really enjoyed it.
Would you recommend other people to come in person to these events?
Oh yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, it will be good to come.
Are you planning to come again?
Yes.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we may see you later sometime.
See you later sometime. Thank you.
Okay. So that was the very first event, the last day actually of the very first event. And actually I have much more material. There are like very, very, very fun moments, but as I say, just need a little more time to edit them. Then I can present something more cream of the cream to you, but at least it's a good advance. And speaking of this event, you saw in the video, Angel Ai Chu. She lives in Taiwan and she is becoming a very, very good producer. So she was one of the persons that helped to produce this event, and she's very soon producing another event in Taiwan with Team Lowenhub. And I would like to invite her just for a few moments. She should be around just to talk to her for a few minutes. If she's around and you could help me to spot her, I'll appreciate it very much. I think she is under the name of Angel. Yay, how are you?
Hey.
Very good.
I'm glad you make it back to Taipei.
Yes, just arrived.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. So thank you very much for being here. And what I wanted you to talk a little bit about is if you could share with us your own experience of having produced this event in Kyoto, and then what you have in mind for next event in July.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we have the ACI. No, I mean, we have last class in March, and then people like it very much. I just bring all the materials back to Taiwan, and we have a study group here, and people like it, and with very little time. So some of them come to Kyoto this time and they really like it. And we are wondering, is there much more class coming? Yeah. And also we are preparing for a new event in Taiwan. That is a very, I think, a cool activity in Taiwan. It's called Giving Garden Forest Circle Day.
Oh yeah, we have a poster. Can we show it really quickly?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
And what it's gonna be about?
It's going to be about Circle Day, and which I would like to invite all of you to come with your family together, because this is a beautiful forest park, and I think the sunshine and also the woods, people will like it. But the most important is this is the first in-person event by Taiwan group this year, and we are excited to announce that we have invited Tim Lauren, the teacher, to lead us to this beautiful garden and bring the more fun and I think activities here. And also there is a happy camp program, and we also want to take this opportunity to thank everyone here in Taiwan. So also Tim is going to talk about it. I think this is going to be a very fun, and this is very near to a famous sightseeing in Taiwan, in Beipu, Beipu. It's near Hsinchu, this place. Yeah.
Wonderful. And the topics are gonna be, you told me, I remember, you say this is gonna be focused on perfection, number one, the perfection of giving, and also in how to learn to do practical retreats. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, we have 2 days here, and I think people will enjoy it.
I think so too. So if for all of you, if you are around the area or you want to go, just follow the QR code. We will be sharing it with you in the next few days. There's this event is happening in one more month, about a month. So we'll keep showing the QR code. But if you're interested, just follow the QR code. You're going to get more information and details on how to get there. And thank you very much, Angel. It was a very beautiful production. I had the chance to attend to the first one and now just a little bit to the second one, but I see how the group is growing and growing, and the excitement of people is also growing. People are happy and engaging, and I feel it's gonna keep growing. So congratulations very, very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so I guess we have, of course, we always have more material to show, but time is little. So we have to keep going. Word is ready to take us into a wisdom trip. And I want to apologize to all the other people who have great things to share, but we will have you soon, very soon. Soon, very soon. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.